Alright, so it's been a second since I done any videos. Been busy with real life stuff, but that doesn't mean I haven't done anything. And most of the stuff that I've done is tooling. I've been working on terrain generation and collision material generation and grass generation with procedural stuff. Um, so I guess it's a lot easier to show you exactly what's going on other than just talking about it because what point was the point? So this script basically generates a series of SVGs images that look like a road or like a racetrack if you want. I think it's a good way of thinking about as a racetrack because it will be easier to conceptualize what's going on in here. I'm just gonna delete the ugly stuff in here. So those two may be uh, something that looks like a racetrack. I can do it again. That will generate another 10. And I can keep going till I'm happy with whatever I want with how many I need. This one. Let's keep 4. So I show you exactly what's gonna. So I got 4 racetracks in here. I just generated those. The second script takes the images that I have in here and places some objects on the same image. So basically, as you can see, it adds some tiny dots in here. Those are mainly to break the continuity of the ground. That well, you'll see later what's going on, because this is the whole process. This I can replace those dots with trees, with rocks, or whatever I need into the. This is how I generate the terrain. And the third one is the heightmas generator that will take those 4 images and will transform them into an image that Blender can import and actually generate terrain from it. So let's do that. Number 3. All right, so we got 4 of them. This is what a haymat looks like. And you see the racetrack, it's all black, and everything else, it's kind of raised up. It is going to become the hills and all that stuff. The tiny holes that I showed you, the green dots, you will see what comes into play, what's going on in here. Without those, the mountains and all that stuff will look like kind of flat. Actually, let me move one of those on my desktop. Which one? This one. This is number 4. All right, I'm gonna move it in here, and we're kind of done with those scripts. Next thing we're gonna be doing is creating the terrain from the image that we just created with the Python with the scripts. So we go to create a plane, go to item, make it 2 kilometer, something like that. Need to add the subdivision that because we cannot displace on we don't have enough faces. So we're gonna displace, we're gonna subdivide until we reach 500,000. That should be plenty for a 2 kilometer piece of terrain. Call it this terrain. And then we go to modifiers, displace, new, add the image from what it's on the desktop right here. like that. And go to modifier options, UV on Z, mid-level 0, and everything else is going to be bumped up. Alright, so this is what it looks like, but this needs to be like 200 meters, right? So it looks actually like a piece of terrain in here. So you kind of see where the racetrack is right here, like that. I got more stuff in here. Is where I can combine, so I can take all those images that I have in any of those directories. I run the script and it will compile. It will generate. It will think of it as a panorama. We'll take the images and set them next to each other, so it looks like it's one big piece of terrain. But of course, it cannot use 500 half a million piece of geometry. You're gonna be like 10 million if you generate like a 10-kilometer piece of terrain or 20-kilometer, but it's doable. So all that it can be done through the scripts that I have. All right, so we good with 200 meter height. We're gonna do another modifier, smooth. We're gonna do, I think this is too smooth. Maybe like that. All right, then we go to apply all transforms. We're gonna switch to material view because pretty much that's what we're interested in. Kind of looks like terrain, right? If you're curious how big it is, we can do that too. So it's gonna be on my work in progress Rhino. So if you want to know exactly how big this thing is, I'm just gonna place the Rhino next to it. So as you can imagine, it's quite big. Alright, we don't need that. Let's look at material. You can see the materials in here generating, and the other script that I have in here. It will generate the materials as in what's needed for the GTA 5 mesh, and we're gonna be doing this one. So let's look at the script a little bit in here. So this is the one that I just applied in here, and this is the angle that I can set of which face by slope, right? Which one is affected by the material that is being placed. Well, so this is like very, very flat. Then I got grasses and all that stuff, and those are the colors for the mesh. Those are not important. It's just like a visual distinction to see exactly which one goes where. As you can see, got some decent distribution here. If I have to make the terrain less than 200 meters, I'm gonna have a lot more grass and a lot more tarmac in here. But I got grass on top of the hills in here, the mountains, whatever you want to call it. And then if I want to add water, I can replace the black material with or just delete it and just move the whole terrain where the water is gonna peek through the terrain, and then you can think of it that instead of having a road, you have a river. All right. Now, so what do we do with this, right? Because what what's what's the point? I don't need that one, and I can select which one I want to work with. And for example, I have this terrain. This one it's unusable because it has half a million triangles. So you have to decimate your, depending on how big it is, you have to decimate your terrain to get to what you need to be. So, but this is how you do it, right? So you have the terrain. It's all has all the materials that you want to work with, like you have grass, small bushes, and large, and all that stuff. And you want to procedurally place stuff on the collisions, right? So that's how you do it. So let me show you how to separate the stuff in here. So number three, I'm selecting a face in here that's it's supposed to be grass, right? Shift G, material, B, just to separate the selection. Then we're gonna move to the next one, G. So it's gonna be the tarmac, right? B, selection. So now I have three meshes. If I have to hide the main one, I know exactly where the road is going to be and where the very tiny specks of grass is going to grow next to the road. And I keep going until I get all this stuff. But I'm not actually. I'll show you one more thing that you can do collisions. For example, I know this is going to be a road, right? I'm just going to do tarmac, and this one, let's call it short grass. And I can select every single one of them. Since I already named them, I know exactly which one goes where, right? And even so, I can just select in here, and that will tell me which one I have selected. So I can go to tarmac right now. I can go to create bounds, convert to composites, right? So this is right now it's a valid GTA 5 collision file. If I had to export this one, I can put it in game. So I'm selecting the poly underscore mesh, and I go to materials, and I can go to tarmac, and I apply tarmac to I haven't selected it. Tarmac right here, and this will be if I have to put procedural stuff on it, that will spawn garbage. It will spawn all kind of stuff on it automatically. Uh, if I set the procedural the collision flag to be procedural, and then again I can continue with short grass, right? I can do grass, long, large, deep, whatever I want, right? Gravel, this is grass, short, right? And this is little green, as you can see. So if I export this one, it's gonna be a collision file. So I'm gonna undo all this stuff because I want to show you the grass stuff. Because this is how you create how I generate the collision materials for the terrain that I have, and I'll show you the grass. All right. I have a second script that does that. Let me open the all right. So with this stuff selected in here, I just run uh, the other script that actually. So the first one creates the materials for the collision, and the second one takes the material of the terrain that's being created, and let me show you the script. So I can spawn whatever I want. So the YMap is being generated, the XML, the YMap XML is being generated, and I have 5 batches on this one. And this is also calculating the normal inclination, the angle of the stuff. So so it wrote a little over a quarter million instances, right? So let's look at the file that's been generated. This is the file. I'm gonna move it to desktop. I'm gonna copy the name. I'm gonna move it in here so it's done properly. Then we're gonna do the RPF Explorer. So we're kind of done with Blender. That's all this. That's all there is to Blender. You saw me generating terrain. You saw me generating collision material. You saw me generating the grass, right? So we're done here. I don't need this anymore. Let me also do the code walker stuff. And this is gonna be on the desktop right here. Yeah, as you can see, I tested before starting recording. So there's a 62 megabyte piece of YMap that has all the grass, that quarter million instances. All right, so right now we have if I have to look at it, everything is calculated. All the oh, this may be wrong actually. No, it's not. It's not wrong because let's see, 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer, and we have not moved the terrain from the 0 coordinates. So this is right. So this is also automatically calculated, and then you can actually see exactly every single one of them that's been generated. And we're gonna move it to the stream folder right here. We're gonna do like that, and we're gonna go to code walker and I'm gonna do selection, grass, open folder. This is where my Shito laptop is gonna start crying, and for some reason this one doesn't, it has a hash. I think I mistakenly put the wrong name in here. Go to, as you can see, we have the batches in here. But because we generated the batches where the terrain was, and we generated terrain at 0, it's completely, need to move in a little bit more. As you can see, everything is in here, all the stuff. Let's generate the and actually we're gonna look at it in game. So from 64 megabyte went down to 2 megabyte compressed. 5M. As you can probably guess, we got stuff going on in here. But we're gonna go to CD meshes, the grass that we just doing it. So we go to 0, 0, 0. Game, come on. All right. So this is the grass in game. Let me see if I can actually go somewhere. Again, where the grass is, it's also the terrain but I have not exported the terrain. This is more about you seeing the grass batches showing up, because without this, you have to paint the collisions. You have to paint the collisions and use the brush to do the stuff. But I automated the whole process where I don't have to paint anything. I just click a few buttons and everything is done. So yeah, I don't know exactly how deep we are into this video, but I think it's less than 20 minutes. And you saw me generate the terrain, put it in Blender, generate the collision, generate the materials for the collision, and the grass. The grass for this is procedural shit. If I have to find a different location, different coordinate for the grass, I'm gonna be landing on. I'm gonna be finding a different type of, like in here, right? I can change this with whatever I want. The moment I click generate, run the script inside Blender, it will give me the Y map with the new stuff. So that's pretty much what I've been working on in the past months. I haven't been stagnant or anything. I just didn't have time to actually make tutorial. Plus, there is a lot of other people making tutorials. But yeah, this is I automated the whole thing. Thanks for watching. Bye.